Welcome to Wearable Wednesday. Today we're making a glowing bow you can put in your hair. It uses some candle flicker LEDs that have a slight twinkle of their own, which makes building the circuit super simple. And this is a great way to get into wearables. And when you're done, you'll have a cute accessory to wear or give. I promise it's super easy, and it's a great project for getting started with our Adafruit LED sewing kit. Come on, let me show you.
For this extra large bow, select a grosgrain ribbon that's 2¼ inches wide and cut a piece to 28 inches in length. Gently heat the cut edges with a flame of a lighter or the barrel of an old soldering iron, and this will melt the polyester just a little bit, enough to stop it from fraying. Fold the ribbon in half and make a crease. Then take the cut ends and fold them up together 2 inches from the end of the ribbon. Fold the ribbon in half once more, this time matching up that fold you just made with the center fold, and you guessed it, crease your ribbon again. Then you can unfold your ribbon. To make the loops of the bow, find the first 2 creases and fold your ribbon over so they intersect, but then make a slight pivot so they're at a 45-degree angle. Then grab your center crease, fold that on top of the pile, again at a 45-degree angle, but in the other direction. Loop all of the slack to the back and align the next crease with the crease that's on the bottom layer, and those can be directly parallel. Kind of stick it in there like you're shuffling a deck of cards, so try to keep them all lined up. And then to make your last loop, take the remaining slack, bring it to the front at a 45-degree angle from its next intersecting crease, and you'll see it'll line up with the very first loop that you made. To give the bow some volume, make a valley fold lengthwise, then turn down the edges in an accordion fold to make a pleat in the center of the bow. Secure it with a tight stitch through all of the layers of ribbon so it stays cinched. Put your bow aside and pull out 2 LEDs and a coin cell battery. You can pinch these directly onto the battery to watch them flicker and identify the positive and negative leads. Bend the positive leads out at a 90-degree angle on both LEDs and cut 2 small pieces of heat shrink tubing. Place one over one positive lead and shrink it in place. Align the LEDs shoulder to shoulder, a small distance apart, and twist the 2 positive leads together. Repeat this process for the negative leads. Apply a small piece of heat shrink tubing, and then bend the leads at a 90-degree angle and twist the leads together. Bend your new LED assembly around so you can test it out on your battery and remember which lead is positive and which lead is negative. Mark the positive with a marker. Straighten the leads back out and use a pair of pliers to twirl the ends into little spirals. This will give you something to stitch through rather than trying to stitch onto a straight wire. Now it's time to put it all together. Grab your bow and align your LED assembly in the center pleat. You can either stitch or glue it in place. Then take a knotted piece of trim and glue the knot to the center of the bow. Wrap the trim around and flip the bow over and secure the tails of the trim at the back. Before we attach the battery holder, if you can't remember which end is which, you can always use alligator clips to verify the polarity of your battery holder and your LED assembly. So line up your battery holder on the back of your bow and use conductive thread to stitch through the lead of the battery holder to the front of the bow, then wrap several times around the LED lead spiral you made earlier. You can go back and forth as many times as you want, just end on the back of the bow in order to stitch several times around the battery holder tab before tying off your conductive thread with a knot. I like to seal my knots with clear nail polish so they don't come undone. And for more tips on conductive thread, check out our video on the subject. Repeat the stitching process to attach the other side of the battery holder to the other LED leads. Once you've cut off all your thread tails, it's time to test out your circuit. Put in the battery, and if your LEDs don't light up, check to see if you have your battery holder installed backwards. You can glue a hair clip in between the battery holder and the ribbon bow, but you could just as easily make these into shoe clips or sew it onto a bag or anything else you'd like.
Make it your own by switching up the color and size of your bow, and it'll match any outfit. Just expect to get a little extra attention at your next party. Share this video with a young engineer you know, and share your wearable electronics projects with us on our weekly show and tell on Google+. Subscribe to our channel here on YouTube so you never miss a video, and I'll see you on another Wearable Wednesday.